I just did a general sort of pet and reptile room update video only just a few weeks ago, and we are here again to do another update video. When I did my last one, you guys honestly really enjoyed it. I will say I was honestly a little bit surprised by how much you enjoyed it. And you know, down in my pet room here, things are just constantly changing. I have been doing a lot over the past few weeks, so like even though I did just do an update video, I am here to do another one. So let's just go ahead and start talking about some updates in my animal room and with my pets, and just like talk about what is all going on. Before we get on with the updates, make sure you are subscribed to my channel if you haven't already, so that you don't miss any, you know, future updates or animal videos. I would love to have you guys here, so if you're not already subscribed, be sure to do that. And now let's go and get some updates on my animals. So let's just go ahead and start talking about all of the changes that have happened and all of the updates that I have for you guys. So in my last update video, I showed you all of my new snake enclosures. You know, there's really no changes that have gone on over here at all. So right here is my new chameleon that I introduced you all to last time, my male Bradypodian. So he is just hanging out right here. I thought I'd do a little update on him for you guys. So he is doing super well. He eats amazing. He's doing really well in this enclosure, you know, despite it just being like a temporary setup for me to monitor him, basically like a quarantine setup. He's doing really well. He always looks nice and healthy. He's very beautifully colored, and overall he's just you know, he seems like he's nice and healthy, and you know, nothing's really going on with him, which I guess is a good thing. So I still don't have a name for him yet. Hopefully I'll choose a name for him soon, but as of right now he does not have a name. But there he is. He's doing well, and you know, let's just leave him to do chameleon things now. And while we're over here, I figured I'd give you guys a bit of an update on my mossy frogs, because a lot of you guys seem to be really interested in my mossy frogs when I introduce them to you. So my two mossy frogs are right here. They're both kind of just asleep right now. You know, these are more of a nocturnal species, so they tend to be more active at night. Typically during the daytime, I just find them sleeping like on the ledge here, or sometimes I find them sleeping in the water, but I typically find that these guys sleep on the ledge, and then throughout the night when they wake up, they're a lot more active, like moving around into the water or on the branches and whatnot. At nighttime, these guys also boop. Like, I guess it's like the sound that they make. It's just like a frog chirp, but it very much is like a boop noise. It's really cute, and it honestly goes like all night long. It's pretty loud. My house does have like a basement and 2 stories, and even if I'm on the top story, I can hear them chirping throughout the night, but it really doesn't bother me. It's just kind of cute, if anything. And Alfredo is right here, just living his best life. So I guess I do have a little bit of an update when it comes to not really Alfredo, but just white tree frogs in general. So I mentioned a little while back that I was going to be getting a second white tree frog, you know, have a little tank mate for Alfredo here. I didn't end up getting the frog. So my frog was going to be coming from a breeder, and we were going to be shipping it. However, just with the holidays and everything, there was a lot of shipping delay issues, so we decided that we were going to hold off for now and not go ahead and ship an animal, you know, with the risk of there being delays. So I didn't end up getting a second white tree frog yet, but I am still planning to sometime soon. So hopefully Alfredo will have, you know, a new tank mate sometime this year. And then right back there we have Venus, who is my female chameleon gecko. So I figured I would give a little update on her, because she has grown so much. She has just gotten like so big. It's crazy to me how fast she's grown. She eats like a champ. She loves eating insects and Pangea. Silkworms, I mentioned recently, are a favorite of hers, and I think, you know, just the fact that she's such a good eater and eats such a variety of foods, I think has definitely played a role in how fast she's grown. So Venus is going to be getting an enclosure upgrade really soon. Well, I guess it's not really an upgrade. Her enclosure is going to be staying the same, like she will be staying in this Exoterra, but I am going to be setting it up bioactive. So if we look over here, this is Pluto, who is my male chameleon gecko. You can see him right here. So this is his enclosure, so it is fully bioactive. It has live plants, you know, lots of different cleanup crew and just microorganisms living in the substrate. So Venus will be getting a setup quite similar to this one very soon. So now let's go ahead and take a look at this shelf here, because this one here is definitely like my main work in progress, if you will. So last time we took a look at this shelf, the top row had temporary enclosures and the bottom row was still and by temporary enclosures I mean like these tanks here that don't really fit. As you see, like these exoteras fit really nicely on here, but the middle row doesn't. So like these extra enclosures used to be up on top here, and the reason for that is because I was making backgrounds for these enclosures. So you can see like that one there, and these ones don't have a light on it, so it is, you know, harder to get a good look. But I was making backgrounds for these enclosures, which is why they were, you know, not on the shelves. I had them upstairs, but now the backgrounds are done, so I have these enclosures back on the shelf. But now I'm working on these enclosures, which is why, you know, these are temporary setups. So right now this top shelf has Daisy, my fat-tailed gecko, Sushi, my leopard gecko, and then over here I have Fern, who is one of my other African fat-tailed geckos. And then on this bottom shelf we have Sandwich, my chubby frog, I have Alani, my leopard gecko, and then I have Pepper, who is also one of my leopard geckos. So these setups right now are all temporary setups. You know, I typically like to have nice naturalistic or bioactive setups, but as I mentioned, these are all very much like under construction, which is why, you know, they look like this right now. So missing from the shelf is currently 2 exoteras that I have over on my stairs right here. So if we take a look on the stairs right here, those are the 2 exoteras that are missing from that shelf. So if we take a look back over here, those would typically fit on this middle rack here. So I'm going to be taking those exoteras upstairs and then working on them. You know, you'll see those later. I don't want to give, you know, all the plans away. But in the meantime, I have my leopard geckos who currently live in there in other enclosures. So right now, Sushi is in this enclosure temporarily. However, this is not where Sushi's going to stay. Sushi's normal enclosure is on the stairs, so this is just a temporary one, and then same with Alani. That is Pepper's like current enclosure. I'm not sure if she's going to stay there long term, but she's there for now. And then Sandwich is right here. So when this whole shelf is done, the top is going to stay pretty much as is. However, Sushi, my leopard gecko, is not going to be staying in that enclosure, and instead Sandwich, my chubby frog, is going to be moving in that enclosure. So I'll have Daisy, my fat-tailed gecko, I'll have Sandwich, my chubby frog, and then Fern, my African fat-tailed gecko, in that one. And then this shelf here will have all 3 of my leopard geckos, I'm pretty sure. So I'll have like Sushi here, I'll have Pepper in the middle, and then Alani on the end. So yeah, as I was saying, this middle shelf right here is definitely my biggest work in progress right now, but I'm hoping by like the end of the month, maybe a little bit longer than that, I'll have all of the enclosures done and set up. That's the goal, but we'll see how it goes. But I am going to be doing my leopard geckos like this week, so those ones should be done soon, and then I just have to move on to my fat-tailed geckos enclosures. In order to do those, I basically just have to wait until I can buy some more substrate and plants and everything, since I will be, you know, setting these up fully bioactive. I do need to buy quite a few different things for them, but that will be coming soon enough. I recently did a lot of cleaning down here, you know, as I've mentioned, so this is what my storage area currently looks like right now, and it is definitely the cleanest and most organized it has been in a long time. So this shelf here just has a lot of my different supplies on it right now. You know, there's like Hydroton bags there for my enclosure setups, but behind that, this bin here is basically just where I keep all of my like fake plants and decor items. This one down here has my more like electrical related stuff. This has like bioactive related stuff, so there's like wood and like leaf litter and stuff in there. That gray box there has all of my rocks in it, and then there's like some Carefresh down there. And then this bin right here just has a whole bunch of like bigger pieces of wood, so this is where I have all of my larger ones. And then I do have 2 backgrounds right there. Then I have these storage bins right here. I actually bought these to be bin enclosures at one point, but then I changed my mind and now I'm going to be building enclosures, so I'm not really using any of these bins. So these 3 here, yeah, just don't really have a purpose. That one down there is just a whole bunch of stuff that I'm not using anymore. Like, it's just a bunch of animal supplies that I don't need or want that I'm going to be donating to the zoo that I used to work at. And then I did use one of those bins to hold the wood, And then I have another one over here, which we'll talk about in a second. Right over here, if you look, I have just kind of a bunch of empty tanks. So this 40-gallon breeder right here used to be what my Accu monitor lived in, but I upgraded him into a different enclosure. So now it's just empty, and this is what I'm actually going to be setting up for my Oida salamanders soon. So this tank here is actually meant to be a fish aquarium. It wasn't sold as a reptile tank, so it is, you know, good enough quality to hold water. So because of that, I really want to make a paludarium out of this for my Oida salamanders. I think that that would be really cool. So hopefully, like in the next few months or so, I will hopefully have some sort of like paludarium build video on my YouTube channel, maybe. I don't know. That would be cool, but yeah, so paludarium coming with this. These two bins right here are where my cat geckos currently live. And then as I mentioned over here, I do just have a bunch of other exoterras and other enclosures that I'm not really using. Not sure what I'll do with these. I'll probably keep some of them and might like sell or get rid of some of the other ones, but for now they're just there, you know, kind of out of the way. But I do have a lot of extra tanks. So now the last thing I guess I'll update you guys in this video is just what's going on over here. So as a lot of you probably know, I mentioned how I'm going to be building a lot of new reptile enclosures over this next few months, you know, just throughout this year. So all of the wood that I have for it right now is currently just being stored in my bathroom down here. We really don't use this bathroom for anything other than storage, so it doesn't really bother me. So right now we just have a whole bunch of wood right there. This box here just has a bunch of different tools in it. And then this bin that you see here has a bunch of supplies that I'm planning on using in my upcoming enclosure upgrades. So all of the stuff that I'm planning on using for my leopard gecko enclosures are in here. And then this cork and stuff that you see, these pieces, these aren't for my leopard geckos, but instead those are going to be for my future cat gecko enclosure. So I'm really excited to get all of these done. Like I said, everything in this bin is for upgrades that I have coming soon. And then obviously all of this wood that's here, and then also out here is all the wood that I have for the enclosures that I want to build soon. So lots and lots of stuff coming soon, I guess. And there we go. That is honestly everything that I wanted to update you guys on today and, you know, fill you in on. So hopefully this video was, you know, just a nice little update for you. Hopefully you guys feel updated on my life and my animals and stuff. That's what updates are for. So now that this video is done and I've given you guys all the updates I have, I'm just going to go ahead and end it here. Thank you all so much for watching. I do really appreciate it. If you did enjoy this video, please be sure to give it a big thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. It would mean a ton to me to have you here. Also be sure to check out all of my social media. It will all be down in the description below. However, it is basically all just EmmaSam99, but please be sure to check those out. I would love to have you guys over there. So yeah, that'll be in the description down below. With all of that said, thank you all so much for watching. I do really appreciate it, and I will see you all in my next video.